Welcome to the Jan Podcast, Season 2, Episode 30. Woohoo! How is everybody doing? I am hanging in there. That's probably where everybody is right now. We're just hanging in there, just surviving. I guess that's a good thing, right? Surviving is always a good thing. Oh, man. But yeah, well, I guess I'll start with my peeve. Yeah, my peeve this week is going to be truck drivers. Okay. And also the people who cut them off. But yeah, but mostly truck drivers. Because this week there must be a ton of new truck drivers on the road because they have never seen so many trucks doing illegal things from like being in the fast lane in California. Those trucks can't be in the fast lane. They're not allowed. I mean, honestly, I wish they weren't allowed in the center lane either. If they're supposed to go 55, then there's never a reason to move other than to let someone merge and then you go back into the lane. But that's not how it works. And then they'd be out of the way and traffic would probably flow better. But I mean, in the end, especially, I mean, I've worked in food service and all kinds of stuff. So in the end, we have to have them. We cannot survive without them. I just wish there was a better way to route them where we weren't engaging with them so much. I mean, I've seen these cars. They see the gap that the truck driver leaves for himself, and they just like to fill it up to the last second. And then that truck driver can barely fucking stop. And they say it takes 2 football fields for that truck to actually stop. That's a lot. Okay. Put that in distance. That's what if your car's in the middle of that football field, right? Jesus. Yeah, no wonder people get crushed with those things. They don't think. But, I've seen truck drivers practically run people off the road and I mean, I don't know. I've seen them legitimately intentionally stop traffic, like just hold both lanes up intentionally. If you're both going 55 and it's 65, you need to get the fuck out of the lane. I don't know. They've just been irritating me lately. I just feel like there's so many drivers out there that don't know what they're doing and they're not being cautious enough and they swerve around on the road a lot. And I don't know. Maybe all the older experienced ones are retiring and stuff, but I don't know. I know there was a lot of new truck drivers during COVID. That was the job to get into because that's pretty much all that was happening. Warehouse and that was nonstop. At least it was for us. We didn't get time off for that. We went right back to work the next day. It was like boom. But I mean, commerce is commerce. You got to move it. People need it. And if we shut down, everything shuts down. I mean, look what happened to the lumber industry when they stopped working for a couple of months. It like crashed it. The price of wood was like through the roof. It was crazy. I mean, just for one example. But yeah, craziness. We need them, but damn it, they irritate me. I guess we need them, but it irritates me. Yeah. Oh man, I was just thinking the other day. I had to go out. Speaking of trucks, I had to go out and check a trailer. They had said something was wrong with the trailer, and I had to go make sure that the landing gear wasn't jacked up, so my crew was safe. So I went out and took a look at it, and while I was out there, it reminded me the early morning where I work. There's like a lot of fields out there, and you get that smell, that field smell. I don't know if you know what I mean. It might be a California field smell thing. I don't know, but you get the smell of the fields, and it's a distinctive smell, and it's the exact same smell that I smelled when I was at band retreat in the early morning as well. It was whatever it is, it's the same thing. Because it's only like 10 miles away, maybe. I don't know from the state park. It's only like 10 miles away. But yeah, the smell. Every time I go out there, I'm like, oh my gosh, band retreat. Band retreat. That was so long ago. But a scent can take you places. That every time I smell that, I go right to band retreat because that's all that was around us was that kind of shrubbery and stuff like that. So it smells just like it. And yeah, you have 3, 4 days, very distinctive days of being in that and sleeping overnight in it. And the smell becomes really familiar to you. Even if you leave it for 40 or 50 fucking years, you still smell it and go, oh yeah, this memory. Which is okay. I don't mind remembering band retreat. It was fun. Band retreat was always fun. I don't mind remembering that. I don't know what the hell I was going to talk about. I think I might have jumped out of order, but I did. But yeah, I came home and it's been hot the last couple of days, and I forgot that I had left laundry out in the garage in the washing machine. I think it was like my comforter too. It had been in there like 2 days, and I'm like, shit. And I went out there and it smelled musty kind of. So I'm like, damn it. So I put all this shit in to get it clean, run it, and then 2 days later I realized I fucking forgot about it again. And I went in there and yep, sure as shit. I'm like, fuck. Now I'm like, I'm not ever gonna get this out now. So I'm like letting it soak. So wish me luck. Damn it. Do you ever do that? You forget that you have your laundry in there and you're like, dang it, man. It's when you multitask. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes when I multitask, I forget one of my tasks. And if it happens to be pull my laundry out and put the one that's in the washing machine in the dryer, then I have truly failed my task. That's for damn sure. And I clearly did twice in a row. But doing laundry's hard because I can't grip with the shit, so it takes me forever. Whoa, my camera's having a trip out time. I think it might be time to get a new camera. Donations, anyone? Let's see. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah. Also, I ordered a couple things on Temu because they're cheap and it's fun to order shit. Anyways, I was waiting for a package, right? And it said that it would come today. Well, not today. It would have been a couple of days ago. It'll be there this day. So I'm like, okay. So I was waiting for it. And then I see the guy throw it at my door and leave. I'm like, well, that's obviously Temu because they rarely just place it at your door. They just kind of toss it or they'll leave it in the driveway or some shit. I'll be like, fuck you assholes. You could have taken 4 steps up. No. So I read the package and it says from so and so. Okay, it has a name on it, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean from so and so? So I open it up, and it's like a pair of pearl earrings, but they're ghetto pearl earrings. They're not real. Even the metal's not gold, right? So I'm like, okay. And I mean, anyone that actually knows me knows that that's not something I would order because I have gauges. So why the fuck would I do? Why would I order pierced earrings for myself? I'm like, what the fuck? So I look, and that's when I really looked at the label, and I'm like, wait a minute, that is the same name as one of my employees, and he's out right now. I'm like, wait a minute, no. I'm like, oh crap. That's an HR thing. Shit. I'm like, crap. I'm like, no, I need to make sure first. And then turned out, I just got the wrong package. God damn. But I'll tell you what, it put the HR pucker in my butt. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, oh no gifts, no gifts. Yeah. Not that it was worth 20 cents, but still, it's the whole thought, the whole process of it. Yeah. But yeah, it was just the wrong fucking address. So I got credit for it. So that works. Works for me. What I ordered wasn't that important anyways, you know what I mean? But I didn't need to have my butt pucker like that. It made me like sick to my stomach. I'm like, no. I mean, when I came down to it, even before I got the confirmation from Temu that it was just their fault, I rationed my way through it that this guy can't even operate a phone. Okay, so there's no way he's gonna know how to go onto Temu, order something, and have my address ready. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I'm like, nah. And then they confirmed it, and I'm like, yeah, I'd already figured that shit out. Too funny, but yeah, that was one of those panics. I'm like, oh shit. And we get trained on that crap, You don't accept bribes, you don't accept gifts, you don't do. I'm like, it's a pair of earrings that don't even equal $2. Apparently, it works, right? I was happy I didn't have to take an HR mode to it because that would have been embarrassing. Yeah, I got a crappy pair of, but yeah, just a simple mistake. And then I don't get what I wanted. So, but like I said, it wasn't anything important. And Timu's pretty good. If they give you the wrong thing, they just go, "Oh, keep it." And I'm like, "Oh, gee, thanks. Thanks. The fuck am I gonna do with this?" But thanks. Yeah, couldn't have been something good that they sent in the wrong place instead of that. It's just funny that the name is the same as my employee. It was pretty damn funny. I was like, holy shit. Oh, that was funny. Oh, it's funny now. It wasn't funny then. I was like, man, no. Let's do some research, shall we? Research. Yeah. But I am training my little chupa on harnesses, and she is not feeling the harness. She's not fucking feeling it. I put it on her, and she acts like I did something to her, and her ears are back, and she's cowered down. I'm like, come on. And I try to walk and she acts like she can't walk. And then she runs and it snaps her back. And then she acts like she can't walk. And I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a work in progress. Definitely whip, work in progress. So we'll have to figure out if time will tell. I'm going to put her in again today. I just don't want her to feel like she's being punished. So I'm trying to make it seem like it's a good thing. But the only 2 times she's worn a harness was when she had to go to the vet. So she's associating it with that. And I can't even blame her for it. And that's shame on me, but I haven't even been able to snap that harness. So I'm doing what I can with where I progress. As I progress more, I mean, I'm ready to start walking her. So she needs to get the hang of it so we can start walking. I'm getting fat, man. I can't do anything. So it's like, I can ride a bike here and there because I have a stationary bike, but walking is so much easier for me. So, I mean, I walk a lot at work, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like outside exercising with my dog. You know what I mean? That's a different kind of, I think it just sends out more endorphins. I think it works better that way. I feel better that way. And I end up walking a lot in a short amount of time as opposed to taking all day to walk that. So that's my justification. But she will get the hang of it. She's really smart. She just has to understand that it's not a punishment. She's a typical kid. She thinks it's a punishment. She doesn't understand her not learning it is keeping her from going out in the world. And I'm kind of glad she doesn't know about the world. It keeps her in the yard. She just barks at the world. She doesn't need to know what else is out there. But she's going to learn because I want to take her places. So what else? Okay, so I had one more topic. Oh, when I was younger, I was watching, it was a clip on Instagram maybe. I was watching this guy. He had built a go kart from the bottom up. I can't remember what he used. He used like I don't know if he used some kind of a motor. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a lawnmower motor, but it was small like that. And he built this go kart, and it was just freaking cool. And I mean, it was like every kid's dream. And back then, me and my friend, we would try to build go karts all the time. My dad always had lumber and wood around, and we would try to build go karts all the time. I just could never get an engine for it. We'd get it built, and it would have I could even find wheels, but I could never find an engine. And my dad was not willing to give up his lawnmower, so yeah. So it just kind of sat there until it fell apart, and then we threw it away. Yeah, that kind of sucked. But man, it was something I wanted to do so bad. I just wanted to go up and down that street in a little go kart. I'd go up and down on the tow goat. We had something called a tow goat. It's like a little tiny motorcycle kind of with thick wheels, and it could pull like a house, but it won't go faster than like 3 miles an hour. But it could pull a house. I mean, that's why they call it a tow goat. But yeah, so he'd let me ride around on that up and down the street. And that's where I first got my love of like the motorcycle. That was when I was freaking, oh my gosh. I had to be 10 or younger on the tow goat. That was fun though. I loved it. We had when we were like 13, when I was like 13, 14, we had a little John Deere tractor, a little baby one. I used to drive that around the yard. My sister did too. What else? That was kind of it. I got a motorcycle when I was like, I don't know. I was riding a dirt bike when I was probably 15 or 16. So I've loved motorcycles forever. Always, but I can't ride one anymore because I wrecked. I just don't think it's a good idea. Not at my age now. I don't heal as fast. I hate having to say that, but I just don't want to bust myself to the point where I can't fucking move and walk around. And I think I'm one dump or one crash from that. So I got to play it safe. Mug root beer. I got to play it safe. So that's playing it safe for me. Just staying off a motorcycle for now. Just kind of figure out what I want to do. But I know what I don't want to do. I don't want to assault someone who is utilizing their civil rights. So I was watching, there's a clip that's going all over the internet about a Cubs game. And there's a gentleman sitting in the bleachers. Like, I don't know if he's on his phone or he's preoccupied or whatever. And they're doing the national anthem. And there's an old man behind him that is pissed off that he's not standing. Okay. And he starts to berate him. And when the guy just kind of ignores him after his treating him like he's a fucking child, the old man slaps him in the back of the head. And then the guy stands up, which is a hell of a lot more than he would have got from me, because if he'd have slapped me in the back of the head, I'd have elbowed him right in his freaking nuts. It'd have been over for him. I get that he thinks that he should stand, but part of our civil liberty is the option not to stand, okay? It's okay to not stand too. You could be just as big a patriot sitting there in your chair as standing, okay? Because you stand does not make you a patriot. What you stand for is what makes you a patriot. Okay, if you stand for hitting someone because they're not doing what you think they should be doing, you're not a fucking patriot. You're just a bully, okay? And I don't care if you agree with that or not. Do I think he should have stood up? Maybe. Right now, I can totally understand why he would sit, okay? I could totally understand. I probably would sit too, okay? I used to get kicked out at school because I wouldn't pledge allegiance with God in it, because I didn't believe in it. I was little. I'm like, why is that even in there? I don't believe in God. So I would question it, and they just make me sit outside the classroom. I'm like, okay. They'd do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then when it was over, they'd call me back in. I'm like, whatever. I can't sit in my chair, huh? I have to leave the whole room. Yeah, there's been prejudice against stuff like that. That doesn't mean I don't love America. I fucking love America. I love America, but I don't love where we are right now. I'm not happy with where we are at all. But do I love America? Fuck yeah, I love America. Fuck yes, I do. There's no place like America. And there's a lot of bad shit here, and there's a lot of bad shit everywhere, okay? There are bad people everywhere. America's pretty big. We got a lot of space for bad people. And believe me, they fill the gaps. But there's a lot of good people too. And hopefully the amount of good people will win in the end, and the bad people can just go fuck themselves, right? Hopefully. All right, enough of being on my pulpit. But yeah, I didn't think that him not standing for the national anthem deserved being struck by some stranger because he thinks that he should be standing. I just think it's bad behavior on the older man's part. Anyways, I let that go, and I don't care if you agree with me or not. You are totally entitled to your opinion, and that's the whole fucking point. You are entitled to your opinion too. Holy crap. But I'm always going to give my opinion because that's who I am. I just tell it like it is. I'm not trying to start in trouble. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen. I mean, if you're listening now, you must like it. You must do the same thing. We have to have things in common or you wouldn't be listening to me right now. I'm that fucking crazy friend, okay? That's me. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to get a new camera. This thing sucks. Not that I want to see myself, but having it go foggy and then back to clear is getting to me a little bit. At least I can get one that actually stays in focus, maybe. That would be good. And then a decent microphone. So, I don't know. My podcast will grow up someday, but I mean, when I have like a great week as 28 listeners, I don't think I'm going to be making any money off this anytime soon. But that really never was the point. I never really was trying to make a fortune off of a podcast. I just know there's other people that are Gen X age out there that can relate to the shit I talk about. So if you can relate to this, then by all means, listen. Leave a comment. Oh, I think I'm going to get rid of my website because Squarespace upped their price. Whoo! I was like, are you kidding me? For something that I've hardly ever touched, I don't think I really want to pay that much. So I may or may not have a website by the end of August. I'll let you know. But it's there for now, so feel free to hit it. It takes you to all my links. It's sure-jan.com. That's it. Sure-jan.com. And my podcast is not called the Sure Jan Podcast in name. It's actually Sure Jan with Jan. That's actually the name. So if you try to find Sure Jan Podcast, you're probably going to get thrown into like 300 podcasts. So there are more podcasts named this that I didn't realize until I'd already got started. So it's okay. We can share. But all right, guys, I will talk to you next week. The World Cup was pretty cool. Congratulations, Spain. Shame on you, Argentina. Other than that, that's it. Peace out and adopt, don't shop. Spay and neuter your pet. All right, cool. Meh.